This was mainly a setup episode of Mahouka. It really was at its core. I think the next episode most likely will conclude this arc of Mahouka, and I'm looking forward to it. I like the way they're setting up the Course 1 and Course 2 students, having this prejudice since the very beginning, and it's finally getting settled. And then we have a terrorist organization just jump out of nowhere at the end of this episode, and it's coming in with fucking guns blazing. That was so fucking awesome. But the main point of this episode was mainly just the speech with the student council president, pretty much saying that I will change anything. I'll make sure to make everything right between the blooms and weeds, and make sure everything is good in the end before I leave my term of student council president. She pretty much reminded me of a president of America. That's exactly what our student council president of this episode reminded me of. Besides that, this episode was good. We found out some more information on our main male character, Tatsuya. He actually has more in-depth abilities with his skills. We see more insight to it. And the girl he was trying to hide his abilities from, since I think episode 1, because she had crazy eyesight to be able to see all he does, he decides to show her this episode, which felt very out of place. But besides that, I'm glad I got to see more of Tatsuya's abilities. I didn't understand the complete extent of what was explained in this episode, because I'm still trying to learn and process all the different abilities that are being explained to us in these past 2 episodes. But either way, I like what I am seeing. We get to see a glimpse this episode. Looks like one of the top members of Tatsuya's clan, and probably scary, because the way we see the atmosphere under the music pop up, and the way Tatsuya remembers her in her mind earlier on in this episode, it looks fucking scary. So most likely that person will have a major role later on in the series. Either way, I feel like this episode mainly, like I said, was just setting up everything. That's all it was, and there wasn't a lot of brother type sister relationship thing type going on in this episode, which is fucking good, okay? I mean, I know a lot of people kind of complained in the last review, saying that, why am I complaining? It just, I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. I mean, it feels very out of place with this series. I mean, most of the time, this series is trying to be serious with the, the blooms and the weeds, about the Blanche, the organization that's hunting down, their anti-magic organization, but having this, like, brother-sister type relationship just feels very out of place. I'm kind of glad it took a backseat majority of this episode. Either way, I like the way the episode was handled. Tatsuya once again shows how badass he is. He's a really OP character, as usual. He has a negotiation with Mibu, which is pretty freaking interesting how he captures everybody, and I like the way it was handled. We also find out the Kendo Club's captain is the person that attacked Tatsuya a couple episodes back, so that was interesting. I'm happy we found out about that. Either way, this was a good episode. I guess go give it a watch if you haven't seen it. Tell me your thoughts on, did you enjoy the animation? Did you enjoy the music? What'd you feel about the Blanche just coming in at that end with guns blazing, about to kill everybody? What do you think is going to happen next episode? And do you feel like next episode most likely will be the climax of this arc? I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.